Ben Barnes, welcome to Love Film.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here. So Prince Caspian
Yes.
picks up the second story. Can you tell us a bit about where we are now?
Yes, well, it's over 1,000 years later from The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, and the evil Telmarine race has taken over the land, and the magic has kind of been sucked out of the land. And at the beginning of the film, my evil uncle, who's murdered my parents, is now trying to murder me, and so I have to kind of escape and then rally the kind of Narnian troops and join up with the Pevensies, and then I have a sort of fight against my own people, the Telmarines.
And what was it about the character of Prince Caspian that attracted you to the role?
Well, I mean, firstly, because I love the book since I was, 8 years old. I still have sort of my old copies. But also just because he wasn't the stereotype of the Hollywood prince. He wasn't this kind of, come in, save the day, kill all the bad guys, grab the princess and run off. He's quite interesting. He's an orphan who's actually quite ambivalent about the situations he finds himself in. He doesn't feel like he's ready to be a lead. He doesn't feel he really deserves to be a king, but he's also got a bit of that kind of adolescent bullishness about him as well. So he's kind of a nice mix of vulnerability and confidence.
Were you nervous playing such a kind of historical, classical character?
Yeah, I think probably most of the pressure came from myself, from wanting it to be kind of faithful, at least in tone to the books, but also because it's on such a huge scale. I'd seen the first film and sort of know what a big deal it was, what a big stir it caused, and obviously being the major thing that was, one of the major things that was different between the two films, there was always going to be some pressure, I think.
What was it like your first day on set when you finally kind of get there and realise, shit, I'm actually in a proper massive film now?
Yeah, my very first day of actual filming, I walked on set and the first AD on the set said, "This is Ben Barnes, please don't look him directly in the eyes, do not stand within 6 feet of him, okay?" And still, like several days later, there were still crew members coming up going, "Mr. Barnes, I was just wondering if you could, just sit over here," and so that was kind of great, but it was kind of ironic because I was obviously the most intimidated person on the whole set.
And what's it like kind of filming, especially when you've kind of got lots of CGI characters going on as well? Is that difficult?
They do everything that they can to make it as easy as possible. Huge, big, elaborate, lion puppets, and people in lime green suits, completely balaclavaed up with gloves and everything. So you have someone to relate to. If you're doing a character like Reepicheep the mouse, if you're talking to a character that small, sometimes you just have to talk to a little stick with a tennis ball or a orange piece of tape, for an eye line, and somebody's delivering you the lines from 20 feet over in this direction, and you're trying to, still talk forward, so you have to kind of try and suspend your disbelief a little bit.
And ultimately, what do you hope that people take away from watching?
Well, I hope that each person would take something different away, honestly, because I've seen it a couple of times now, and it's different things that jump out at you each time. Sometimes it's the kind of historical or political context. Sometimes it's just the big good versus evil conflict. Sometimes it's the relationships between the characters. Sometimes it's the humour. So I'm hoping everyone will get something different out of it, really.
Ben, it's been a pleasure
talking
to you. Thank you very much.